Chapter 29. Not well? What do you mean, not well? Jenny's never fucking ill. Pum Pum hit the table with his drumsticks in frustration. She probably isn't now either, Keva said slowly. She's just sad. Sad? What the fuck? She skipped 2 fucking rehearsals and 1 performance just because she's sad. These things can be difficult. Mia was also sitting at the table. The band had gathered in Pum Pum's kitchen after the rehearsal in the garage. So fucking what? If you're stupid enough to fall in love with some fucking model pussy, you have to deal with the fucking consequences. She can't mess things up for us. Next week we'll be in the talent show. How much of a fucking chance do you think we have without her? Martin mumbled something about oversensitive chicks and Jonas nodded in agreement. She needs a kick in the butt. Someone needs to talk to her, Pum Pum continued. I'll talk to her, Kayvan said quietly. I mean, talk to her for real. No fucking coddling. I'll talk to her, Kayvan repeated more loudly. I'll make sure she joins the next rehearsal. Ingvar, Jenny's dad, opened the door when Kayvan rang the bell at their house. Hi, sorry for coming this late. Oh, Kayvan, don't worry, you're always welcome, you know that. Come on in. He stepped in and took off his shoes. I can't promise she wants to talk to you, though. She hasn't been herself lately. Johanna and I have tried, but we can't get through to her. We can't even get her to go to school. Ingvar sighed. When Jenny doesn't want to go to school, things must be really bad. I know. I'll talk to her about that and about the band. Well, yes, if there's anyone who can cheer her up, it's probably you. Ingvar suddenly smiled and looked at Kayvan like a hopeful child. Kayvan found it difficult enough that the band had given him the task to get their straying singer back. He wished he didn't have to deal with her parents' expectations as well. Nervously, he walked toward her room. She was lying on her bed, absent-mindedly twisting a strand of hair between her fingers when she heard the knock on the door. For a moment, she held her breath and looked with anticipation at the door. Oh, hi, Kayvan. Kayvan saw the look of hope turn into disappointment. That hurt. She looked terrible. Her long hair was carelessly put into a lopsided ponytail. Her eyes were red and her lips chapped. She was wearing an old pair of PJs, but the black rings under her eyes showed that she had not slept well in a long time. When he saw her that way, he hesitated. He had expected to have a normal conversation with her, a rational discussion where she would finally realize that he was right. Not admit it, she rarely did that, but at least realize it. The girl he saw on the bed could start crying any minute, and he knew he would not be able to deal with that. Maybe this version of Jenny would not even listen to him. Jenny? He stopped. She didn't even care that he was there. Her indifference hurt. It got to him, and his voice was sharp when he asked, How long do you plan to throw this pity party? She looked at him with disbelief. What did you say? I asked, how long are you going to sit here and feel sorry for yourself and not give a crap about the rest of us? He looked straight and hard into her eyes. Eyes that were still struggling to understand. Had he really come to scold her? Now? At a time when she was doing all she could to just stay alive? She swallowed multiple times before telling him he didn't understand. She turned her gaze to a photo of her and Peter. It was stained by her tears and the sweat from her hand. I understand, Kayvan struggled not to soften at the sight of her sad appearance, that you skipped a performance and 2 rehearsals because you were here feeling sorry for yourself. I understand that you've ignored your best friend Agneta just to sit here and wait for him to come back. He went to her desk and slammed a schoolbook against the edge of it. I understand that your parents are worried since their normally happy and wonderful daughter is not eating, sleeping or going to school because she's too busy feeling sorry for herself. He raised his voice more and more as he walked around in Jenny's room and saw all the memories of Peter scattered across the room. A movie ticket, a bunch of photos, small notes where Jenny had scribbled down his name, and an endless number of small things that didn't mean anything to Kayvan, but apparently a lot to her. He was standing by her bed now, urging her to react. She wiped away the steady stream of tears with the back of her hand. Her back was shaking from suppressed sobs. He was about to put his arm around her, but the thought of Pum Pum's words stopped him. Instead, he sat down on the bed, put his hands on her shoulders and turned her toward him. Jenny? His voice had regained its normal volume. He's not coming back. He's gone. You'll never see him again. She shook her head desperately, whimpering something he could not hear. He didn't let go of her shoulders, but waited until she had calmed down. Come to the next rehearsal. Your friends need you and we are always here for you. I'm always there for you. He squeezed her shoulders encouragingly. Then he let go and walked away as calmly as he could. When he was on the other side of the door, he exhaled shakingly, trembling all over his body. My Jenny, my poor Jenny.